What's going on, y'all? See, you had the spring game and the jersey retirement of Shador and Travis. How do you think that went? My one and only mock draft on this show, so I'm one and done. NBA playoffs are in full swing. What's going on with that? And oh yeah, and my thoughts on your man, Uncle Shay Shay himself, Shannon Sharpe, and his little troubles that he run into. Stay tuned. Get ready. Side Talk Sports Podcast episode 10 starts now. Hey, yo, you tuned in to Side Talk Sports Podcast episode 10, where vibes are undefeated. I'm your host, Eli Griffin, the voice that you didn't know you needed, but you're glad you got. Let's get into it. So one thing I want to start talking about is Colorado Spring Game. I attended there with my little one. That was awesome that we did that. That was something that he remembered. He got to take a picture with Shador, which that's beside the point. And my takeaways from it is Katie Salter is right now the number one quarterback for CU. Juju looked kind of iffy coming out. He ran with the ones, but he was 17 years old, so we kind of it's just not his time yet. Fall camp is going to where he's going to make those jumps. But right now, Caden Salter's right now not the runaway number one, but the number one quarterback for CU. But my take on the retirement of Travis Hunter and Shador Sanders. Honestly, it was dope. It was cool. I enjoyed it. My son was excited. I don't think he knows the history of CU. Well, he doesn't know the history of CU, but for all and for everybody that was complaining about the history and what everything is and just overall and alums and stuff like that, I truly understand and I get it. But how I see it is they jump started a program that was nothing and made it is, but it was awesome. I have some good it was just a great experience. It was cool. They're on the east side of the building, so that I know that's where I'm guessing that nobody's going to wear those numbers again. But my man Matt McChesney was talking about patches, and he has a whole bunch of ideas, which I think they're all pretty awesome to check out. So, excuse me. Overall, I think it's great that they retired him. If you're an old CU fan, I'm sorry. Just like Coach Prime said, let's not wait until they're dead to get their flowers. You know what I mean? So I'm 100% with that, and that right there just makes me feel like, all right, cool. That's something that from here on out was Coach Prime's, um, I guess era. This is what they're gonna do from now on, and I'm totally 100% with that. I just don't want people to think that Coach Prime. I don't see Coach Prime is not just doing this because it's his son and Travis. I just think he just wants to give people their flowers when they're still alive. So that's my small take about the CU spring game. It was a great day after it was snowing the night before. It looks like they're gonna run the ball more, which I'm happy for because their running was atrocious all the last 2 years, and you know, it, it's just gonna be better overall. But yeah, also they made splashes in the transfer portal. A couple of people they got is so this is one transfer in. See, you got big transfers in this season or this portal period. I believe I'm sorry, this portal. Terrence Love transfer from Auburn. I'm hearing good things about him. He's ranked 4 stars on the transfer portal poll from Georgia. Went to Auburn. I heard Philip Dukes talk real great about this dude, so I love to see it. And then Tion Parks, quarterback, 6'1". I heard a lot about. I haven't really heard too much about this guy, but what I've seen is people are excited for him. I'm not familiar. I know he came from. I want to say some. Well, I don't know what school is that. From Detroit, Michigan. Okay, so those are a few things, and I know there's a couple more transfers coming in. I know there's one transfer O line that went transferred out but came back. I know there's an old offensive lineman that transferred out, and a couple other defensive linemen, uh, starting running back that get transferred out of CU that went to different places. But CU looks like they're getting the quality transfers in these times. Not like 2 years ago where they're just picking and plucking and trying to do what they need to do. They're actually getting quality of football, college football players. So good to see that. Spring game was awesome. The retirement ceremony was pretty cool. Didn't realize Shador broke 100 records in CU history, which right there shows me that, hey, he kind of deserves that. You know what I mean? But overall, great time. Team looks better. They didn't play some of their big time receivers like Omarion Miller and Braylon Miller. They just got the young cats out there. Other than that, my whole overall takeaway is, they didn't show nothing flashy, show nothing crazy, but they're gonna be a lot better. 12 championship better. Even I'll give them what out of the Big 12, probably top top three to do it, top four, 1 out of 4. So um, we'll see. But yeah, that's just kind of my overall take of the spring game ceremony. It wasn't too crazy. It's not like no one's seen a ceremony before. So yeah. So yes. So next, what we're talking about is the mock NFL mock drafts. I'm gonna show you my mock drafts. I'm gonna use a simulator. Just a simple fact, it's easier. I'm not trying to write stuff down. I'm not gonna lie. This just makes it easier. And we're just gonna go down 1 through 30. I'm not doing any trades, even though I believe there might be trades, and I'll tell you if there's going to be trades or not. And I will what I feel about the trade. So again, Tennessee Titans number 1. Of course, everybody knows Cam Ward. They like Cam Ward, which is by all means. I personally think Shador's a better overall ready, all better quarterback coming out this draft, and the most NFL ready quarterback coming out this draft. But everybody has their own thing. Cleveland. So what I hear today is Cleveland and New York are fielding calls for trade offers that come up. Not exactly sure all of that all of a sudden because it's been super quiet for the last 2 weeks. But yeah, they're fielding calls and people are trying to get up to number 2. Not sure if it's for Travis or Abdul. I believe that it is for Travis and Abdul, but we'll see. Honestly, yeah, it's gonna take a ransom to get up there. So, but we're not doing no trades. This is just what I'm thinking and what I'm looking at. But for number 2, who I got Cleveland picking Travis Hunter, generational talent, best player in the draft, can do everything, great ball skills, quick, explosive. You know, there's not enough you can say about Trav. Giants, I always think, just like everybody else, you either pick Travis first or Abdul Carter. Abdul Carter it is. And this is where me it's going to get kind of hairy for most people. I understand everyone thinks that New England is going to pick a offensive Will Campbell offensive lineman. I don't see it. This is what I'm going to shock people. I'm not out of. People need to understand. This intrigues me, but it also intrigues everybody else. And I don't know if anybody's been talking about this, but I'm gonna tell you, New England needs playmakers. 100%. If they don't trade back, this is the pick that I believe they're going with. Ashton Genty. I know Denver loves him and wants to move up, but I don't think this is going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I think New England's going to sit there and pick Ashton Genty. Me personally, the best overall players, and I guess you want to say your big board. Mine is Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Ashton Genty, and Trayvon Henderson. But those are mine. So yeah, I think that. Okay, now we go on to number 5, Jacksonville Jaguars. Me personally here, I've seen a clip stating that they want to get rid of Trevor Lawrence. Don't be surprised if Cleveland somehow, or New York somehow, or somebody trades for Trevor Lawrence. You heard it here first. Well, not first, but you heard it here. I've heard that they really like Shador. I seen a clip where the source is pretty true about where they get that. So I think that's a possibility. But for this mock's sake, this is who we're picking, and this is what I can see. And I don't know if I should do this, but I'm going to just off of the little intel or somebody. And okay, Jaguars needs to sell tickets. Trevor Lawrence is good. He has flashes, but he hasn't been great. And I honestly think they do need a quarterback. So I'm gonna pick this. It's gonna stun people. People might think I'm crazy, 100% crazy, but I'm not joking about this. I'm telling you, if this happens, I'm just letting y'all know. And we'll go to the Raiders. Raiders want a running game, and on my board, Aston Genty is off the board at 4. I don't see them going up, but Pete Carroll, defensive guy, I feel right here. Mason Graham, sure up with what's his name? No, I forgot his name. Defensive end. I'm blanking on his name. Sorry. Kind of. It's kind of weird. What is his name? Max Crosby. Sorry. To pair it with Max Crosby, man, I am tripping. Jets. I see it. They probably need to protect Justin Fields. I honestly think that I can see this right here. And I've heard from Peter Schrager, Rule, I believe him, but Jets been sneaking, working out with Tyler Warren, and that's where I got him. Jets need more weapons, man. With paired with Garrett Wilson, they needed somebody in the middle. There you go. And I think that's great for someone that can help Justin Fields grow a little bit more. I believe in Justin Fields. And I know most people don't believe in him. I think he's going to do. I believe he's going to be he's going to take a next step, and he's going to take the next step in New York. I think they finally got actually some coaches. And all right, next up, Carolina Panthers. Who knows? Carolina needs a lot of shit. A lot of. I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped. If somebody wanted to come up and maybe get a player, I don't see why Carolina wouldn't drop to add more picks. But like I said again, they probably need to protect Bryce Young more. But me, person that I am, I see Bryce Young. You got your boy Leggett, and I say, hey, go get Tedrow McMillan. You have two physical receivers outright. You know what I mean for Bryce Young. This running back draft is deep, so I think you can go get a running back in the second round or possibly the third round. I think that's awesome. Next up, the New Orleans Saints. Their left tackle just retired after I think 6, 7 years because of injuries the last couple of years. And if he's still on the board, I think this would be a perfect fit for him. I like Ahmad Membu, but I'm just gonna pick Will Campbell because I know they need some offensive line help. Even though they already have some, I can see that. Let's see. You know what? I've been struggling with this one the whole time because I didn't know what they wanted. I'm gonna pick Ahmad Membu. They needed the offensive tackle. I think he's what everyone says Will Campbell, which he's a great tackle, but I feel like they more look for him than Campbell. And then the Bears need everything. Should they go offensive line? They honestly just got a lot of offensive linemen this offseason, this free agency. Help Caleb Williams, and they got weapons. They need a running back, but I don't see them picking a running back here since Genty's gone. What I see, would they go Omarion Hampton? And guess what? They do go Omarion Hampton. Number 10, Chicago Bears. Only reason why I was that is because I see got picked up by early. I'm not thinking they're gonna run. I think they're gonna pick one of the two. I know there's teams that's trying to move up to get one of these two great running backs, but hey, there's still great ones on the board. Let's see, Niners. I got them. Will Johnson. Why I got Will Johnson is 49ers need a lot of help on defense and offense. They got. I feel like they're picking up the second best cornerback. Great player, balled at Michigan. I think he can be top cornerback in the next 3 years if he stays healthy. That is. Uh, I just I think that's what they should go. They need a bunch of stuff. Niners need everything, but might as well get the best player in the draft. Okay, Dallas is up. Do I think? What do I think Dallas needs? Again, what do I think Dallas needs? I'm not exactly sure. Dallas is always a wild card, but I feel like, sorry, they're going with second best receiver in this class. Well, you can say third with Travis, but I see pair him up with CD Lamb. You go Matthew Golden. Fast, can catch, got good routes, explosive. Dallas just needs more weapons for Dak and pair with CD Lamb. That's kind of how I made my overall assumption. All right, Miami. I'm not exactly sure what Miami needs, to be honest with you. It shows a bunch of different things. I'm just not sure. Miami, they got a lot of injuries. Jalen Ramsey's on his way out. Bradley Chubb is coming back from injury. I don't know if he even going to make it back in time. They always need to protect Tua. Say, here it goes right here. Will Campbell, offensive tackle, LSU. It helps them. It helps Tua stay upright. It gives them a solid foundation, a great tackle. I have him drop him down this low because I know because his hands are not too long, arm are not too long. I don't really care for that, but just how NFL teams think of that. I just think that's the reason why he's going to drop. But other way, I seen highlights of Will Campbell and who would you go against? Verse, yeah, from Florida State. Now with the Rams, he did his thing, so I don't think his arms are going to bother him too much. All right, next up, Colts. What I got for the Colts is Colston Loveland. Since Tyler Warren has went to the Jets, I have Colston Loveland. I know they're looking for a tight end to help Anthony Richardson. They need more playmakers. I think Colston Loveland is probably the best tight end in this class. Yeah, best tight end, create space, can catch, be great. I can see people moving up to get him, and I also don't see him dropping this far. So I can see either one. All right, next up, let's see Atlanta. Sorry, Atlanta. Atlanta needs everything, but I'm going to give Atlanta Shamar Stewart. I understand Jamar Stewart he looks the part, hasn't really had the sacks that most people would want. But right here, I feel like Atlanta's a perfect spot for him because Atlanta needs pass rushers. And to me, he's going to be a better pro than college football player. Arizona, next up, Arizona. I got Jalen Walker going for Jalen Walker. Nope, sorry. I got Jalen Walker. Sorry, I thought I pushed the button. I got Jalen Walker going to Arizona. I'm not. I like Jalen Walker. I think he's versatile. I think Arizona can use a versatile linebacker slash rusher. I just think he's just the overall talent that you can't miss. And Arizona needs a lot of help on defense, I believe. So I put them there. And now Cincinnati. Cincinnati has problems with their pass rush since what's his name seeking what is his name Hendricks. Literally, they're letting them seek for a trade, or they're just not going to pay him. So I got your boy Mike Green, Marshall, probably to me, probably going to be outstanding edge rusher. Bust butt, hustles. No, he got in trouble, but no one gives a shit. People get in trouble all the time. I was 19, 20 years old. I used to get in trouble all the time. But love this pick. Explosive, bends right. Kind of reminds me of a little smaller Khalil Mack. So yeah, I like that. Seattle. I got Kevin Banks. Nope, I'm lying. Sorry. I got Derek Herman, DT Oregon, ready to play, strong, stout, stop the run, can rush the passer. Overall, pretty good, pretty great. Defensive tackle. He's pretty good. He's a baller. All right, next up we have Tampa Bay. I got Tampa Bay picking cornerback, Texas Baron. There's nothing I can say. Played at Texas, balled out. And I have a friend that loves Texas football, and he said this is the man. And when I seen him play against Georgia, he was balling, tackle coming hit, he can cover. It's pretty good. All right, the Broncos. So with the Broncos, I love the Broncos, and what I got to mark there, everyone has Omarion Hampton. I don't see Omarion Hampton making this far, And if Amari and Hampton don't make it this far, I believe the Broncos may trade back. Or if they're able to have it to, they're going to trade up. They've already asked people if they how much it takes to trade up. Honestly, if you're going to trade in the top five to try to get Aston Genty, me personally as a Bronco fan, trade up to try to get Travis Hunter. What do I know? I'm just being honest. But if that's the case, I feel like the Broncos are going to drop down. But I also hear that Broncos love this running back, Travion Henderson. My favorite back in this draft by far. But the Broncos are will. I don't know if they're going to pick about 20. They might drop back. Who knows? But for this draft, that's who the Broncos got. Because I'm not doing trades. But if Steelers, they're going to need a quarterback. I don't believe they're gonna pick quarterback here. I think they're gonna probably wait in the back half. But I wouldn't be surprised if they drop back and get a say like a Jalen Monroe. But I honestly think that I feel like where's he at? There you go, safety, South Carolina. There he goes. I can't pronounce his last name, but you see it's on the board. He's a Steeler through and through. Just he's physical, comes downhill. That boy come and get you, he'll hit you. And that's just what I feel like the Steelers do. I feel like we might be shocked. They might draft a Jackson Dart or somewhere along that line. And honestly, I can see Jackson Dart right there at 21 after all that, or somebody coming up. Don't be surprised if this is Jackson Dart right here at 21. Okay, San Diego Chargers, the LA Chargers. Harbaugh always wanted to run the ball. I feel like they need the running back, tight end, receivers. And I feel like since how this draft, how I got it, and not just how I got it, I feel like they're going to pick. There we go. He's going to be in the AFC West with a good coach, with a great quarterback. That's just how I see it. That's what's going to happen. But yes, Emeka Buku, LA Chargers. Green Bay, what I see with Green Bay is, let's see, they need edge, corner, let's see. Me personally, I got them picking Malachi Williams, edge from Georgia. I actually think he's pretty quick as hell. He hawks the ball down. Great player. But I can also see Gerard Campbell too going to Green Bay. But I just my gut feeling is that's what's going to be. And then now Minnesota, I got Malachi Starks. Malachi Starks, awesome safety. I think it's perfect. You got Harrison, but he's getting up there with age. I think it just fits Minnesota perfectly. Texans, I'm not gonna lie. If this is going down like how, man, okay, this is where Kevin Banks Jr. goes. They need help on that line. I think that he'll fall down to Texans at 25. LA Rams. Okay, so this is what I see. LA Rams. Depending on how McVay sees this guy, is if he, ooh, excuse me. So, like I'm saying, if this guy falls to, from what I'm hearing, from what I'm seeing, I'm not sure if he's gonna fall this far. I guess now, but I believe he's gonna fall this far. If no one comes and jumps up and get him, no one moves back up or moves from the second, to the first round, and the Rams don't trade this pick and move down. I feel like the Rams will pick up and draft Jackson Dart, predecessor for uh, Matthew Stafford. He's getting old. They're thought about not keeping him there. So I kind of see that. Plus, Jackson Dart will probably, uh, with McVay, turn out to be a pretty good quarterback. He's like a quarterback whisperer. Baltimore Ravens. I got Baltimore Ravens. What does Baltimore Ravens really need? Honestly, I could see Baltimore Ravens picking up Hard Campbell, Alabama. Versatile, strong. He's just, to me, a Baltimore Ravens draft pick. Let's see. Detroit, they need a couple things. Edge, offensive guard, which, like I said, Tyler Booker, offensive guard. Alabama, kind of, I'm going off of their needs just right now. I understand they lost, but they like to keep they haven't really lost anything. I won't be shocked if they trade Jamison Williams, maybe gain some picks from this. Tyler Booker, offense guard, Alabama. I think he's great. Fit Detroit's culture perfectly. And that's just kind of what I seen with that. Washington, they traded for Lattimore, I believe, from New Orleans. He's getting old. I feel like they need a corner, but the corners are not necessarily there. I don't know. This is so the back half of this draft is kind of hard for me because I was just looking at it. I don't know if the value's there, but I see the value in some of these players. But what they need, I honestly think they should pick up something defense. But I got Washington picking edge, Texas A&M, Nick. I forgot. Honestly, he was supposed to transfer to CU last year, but he went to Texas A&M from Purdue. Great kid, good size, long arms, pretty good player. Fits Washington's what Washington's trying to do with the defense and their defense or their coach. Buffalo, man, honestly, Buffalo needs weapons for Josh Allen. I don't think they're going to do that, but also need offensive linemen or sorry, defensive linemen. So what I see is I can see Walter Nolan going here at 30, but James, Tennessee, they need pass rush. I think he's probably the best one still on the board. They lost Vaughn. They're just getting old at the position, so this would be perfect for them. And Chiefs, if they don't trade up, this is who they get. They lost best offensive lineman, so they definitely need them an offensive tackle. So and then Eagles, knowing the Eagles, they will pick Walter Nolan just because they're just like that. But they're not. Hopefully, they don't trade AJ Brown. That'd be crazy if they did that. What they need is the edge. I can see Donovan from, but I think they'll pick Gary Zabel from North Dakota State. I think that's just kind of them. So my mock draft here. So we got obviously Cam Ward, all that. I'm all the way down. So this is my mock draft. Sorry, I'm kind of clunky today, I guess. Mock draft highlights is I feel like Aston Gentry's going to the Patriots. Shador Sanders to number 5 to the Jaguars is kind of crazy, but I can see that happening. I honestly think that, I don't think people realize that's a possibility. From what I've seen, the clip that I've seen is that yeah, they want something new and fresh. And what's new and fresh other than Shador? Who will bring tickets to Jacksonville? Shador bring a lot of tickets, a lot of buzz, and I can totally see it. And that's something that people might. And they're pretty quiet about what they're going to do. So I feel like Jaguars could sneak up and just pick them at 5 and be done with it, I guess. But who knows what they need? Shit, Jacksonville needs a lot of stuff, but I don't know their coach. Well, he out Baker, so we'll see. And this is what I was talking about when they said that players or GMs are calling up to see if they can go up. They're calling to go up. So hold on.
There have been phone calls made to both the Browns at 2 and the Giants at 3 with the intention to move up from several different sources telling me there are teams who are looking to get up in this draft to either the 2 or the 3 spot. The assumption being to move up to the 2 or the 3 spot, it would be for Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, or the running back, Ashton Genty, who everyone expects to go somewhere in that 5 to 7 to 8 range. There have been teams making calls, and those teams are not immediately slamming down the phone. The Browns at 2, the Giants at 3. Everyone assumes it's going to be chalk, that this is going to go Cam Ward, it's going to go Travis Hunter, it's going to go Abdul Carter. Not so fast. I think the 2 spot gets very interesting if the Browns are listening to a Godfather deal for them to trade back and someone to trade up into the top 3.
So yeah, what do we think about that? Do I see it? Yeah, I see somebody moving up for Travis Hunter or Bill Carter. Hell yeah, I would. How much is that ransom? That ransom is going to happen. So we'll see. And I love it. So I think it's going to be exciting NFL draft is going to be exciting again. I'm going to go live. Hopefully, you guys will tune in, and it'll be my first live watch draft, I guess. So that'd be kind of awesome to see. Hopefully, I can interact with some people. Hopefully, people actually watch this at home. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. So look out for that. All right, so the end playoffs are in full swing. And they haven't been too exciting. Like the Lakers got blown out by Minnesota the other day. OKC killed Memphis by 50, 60 points. It's something crazy. And that whole thing about um John Morant smiling and stuff. Hey, honestly, John Morant, I like him. He just does some knuckleheaded shit. But besides the point, on the recaps of the game last night, the Nuggets and Clippers, great game again. It just never turned the ball over too many times. And Norman Powell hit a three to get him up, three, or to get him up by three. Kawhi Leonard literally felt like he didn't miss a shot. He had 39 points, I believe. But that series is unbelievable. Here, I want you guys to check out the Jokic's post game interview. It's going to show you a lot about kind of how he's feeling and what they think.
Well, how much does the mindset change leaving here tied 1-1 instead of being up 2-0?
I think we could be down to us. And I think it's a great game. We had a great game. Whatever his name. The fans, I think this future basketball fan, I think this is probably the best basketball you can watch. It's all times like even mistakes and big plays. Kawhi had an amazing game. You have an amazing game by a player. I think that had a really good game.
Well, how much does the mindset change?
So, yeah, Kawhi went off. Kawhi looks like the old Kawhi Leonard, and it's going to be a series. And the Nuggets, they need to play better defense. No, not better defense. They need to not turn the ball over so much. Jokic had what, 7, 8 turnovers. NBA playoffs, chess match. I'm excited for it. Okay, and now New York and Pistons are tied 1-1 as well. My reaction to that is New York didn't hit a shot going leading down the stretch, and I'm not exactly sure where they get their points from. I'm not exactly sure. I see Bronson, but it seems like that's the only one that scores. Um, but Cade Cunningham is balling. Um, I don't know. It's gonna be a tight series. I got an upset with that. I got Detroit over Boston or Detroit over New York. We'll see like that. We'll see. These two series are actually gonna be pretty good. And then tonight's game we got um LA, Minnesota. I'm looking forward to that. Minnesota, Ant-Man is, to me, is taking over. I think he's the second best player in the league other than Nikola Jokic. It's just, honestly, I think we'll see how this game goes. If Lakers come out like they did last game, Lakers are going to lose. Minnesota, and I don't know. You can never doubt LeBron, though. I never doubt LeBron. But Ant-Man he's special, man. He's next up. And then we got Grizzlies and Bucks, or OKC and Grizzlies. I want to see how Grizzlies come out. They got to come out, and Jared Jackson needs to come out and drive to the basket. All he does is shoot threes. Stop shooting so many threes and just go drive to the basket, my man. And then we also have Bucks and Indy, which I'm shocked I wasn't shocked that Indy won. They played their ass off, and Indy's kind of a sleeper team. I didn't really see it coming, but you got Greek Freak out there. Damn, literally got to show what time it is, and we'll see where that. We'll have reactions after the game, so stay tuned for that. And it's NBA basketball. It's chess matches all over. I'm excited. I always love NBA playoff basketball, and we'll see what I think. Who I got? I got Minnesota winning LA. I got OKC blasting the Grizzlies again, and I actually got Bucks tied up 1-1. So we'll see from there. And now to a more serious topic, more serious thing that's going on is with your man Shannon Sharpe, one of my favorite Broncos of all time. Uncle Shay has a lawsuit. He's not scared to He's not scared to put these out there. He stated that he's a false faceless. He no longer he never essayed anybody and won't do it. And he even says on his podcast, I'm not doing anything with these people. I don't even like to stand in the elevator with a woman by herself. I don't trust that. And in his history shows that don't. He keeps everything private. He keeps his life private. But then again, who knows? I honestly think this is not true. I think this is a money play. And women may get mad at me for saying that, but this right here looks like 100% money play. It seems like if she got assaulted multiple times, like it states in this document, like why do you keep going back? Why are you going to keep going back to somebody that's assaulting you? You get what I'm saying? And then they try to put out there like, I'm gonna choke the shit out of you or whatever it may be. I got the clip, but shoot, there's times where I talk to my girl and I feel like, girl, you better quit playing. I'm gonna choke the shit out of you, girl. But we're playing around. Nowhere in hell I would touch my woman, or I don't believe any man should touch a woman. But I think this is a frivolous lawsuit. And honestly, I know everybody's always, oh, you don't know the due process, but no, I don't think this is not, this is something that I believe this is not true. And this is a statement from Shannon Sharpe. He posted this today, on his socials or on X. So
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who is targeting JC. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate set. Coordinated by Gabby, also known as Tarlet on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all of you guys.
see, and that's one of those things where Tony Busby is known for shaking people down, especially black folks. I'm not saying it's a race thing. I say it's more of a, he's trying to get paid. It seems like every time somebody gets paid, I know it's a coincidence that Shannon Sharpe just so happened to get he's about to get $100 million contract from somebody with it for his podcast. But Tony Busby is known for doing this. He's done this for years. This is how he gets paid. This is how, okay, a bust down an OnlyFans chick and she's trying to get money from him. She literally asked him for 25,000 a cheek. She's asking him for money, and it sucks to say that women do this. They do this, just like the whole Jay-Z lawsuit. The whole Jay-Z lawsuit was wrong, lies, all that. The whole story was a lie. And now Busby's coming back again to try to shake down another black athlete. First it was Deshaun Watson, which Deshaun Watson seemed like he literally tried that stuff, and he just, I don't know. I just think Tony Busby somebody needs to like stop this dude from doing this. I feel like it's always him that does this, and I feel like all the women knows that he does it, so they go to him. Either way, do I believe Shannon Sharpe? Yes, I do, 100%. I'm gonna have his back on this one. I believe Shannon Sharpe on this one, not just because he's one of my favorite Broncos. I just think that I don't see it. I don't see after the text messages, everything he put out there. It shows to me that she literally wants to get paid. Why? Because he's not giving her money, or he was, from what I heard was he was on when he got caught with the Instagram live. There was a whole chick named Michelle. This girl's name was Gabrielle, and she's mad that he was messing around on her or whatever it is. If honestly, women, I love my women. If you guys are just talking or y'all just having relations, understand just like you would, you guys are not in a relationship. It ain't platonic relationship. So if he's busting down another chick and you're not his girlfriend, you go ahead and bust down a dude and he can bust down a girl. And if y'all still want to bust down with each other, do your thing. But don't come after somebody's livelihood, somebody's means to, and then smear them all over social media and all this stuff and just saying just for some money. Like, girl, come on now. You're on OnlyFans. OnlyFans girls make some money. You don't need a $50 million lawsuit to try to get money. And Busby, you should be ashamed of yourself, dog. You keep on doing this for multiple chicks and trying to get money. You're trying to find a girl that sticks. It feels like you're looking for somebody that's getting paid, or is the man at that time, and you're trying to extort these motherfuckers, man. Somebody needs to get this dude. Somebody needs to sue him. I know Jay-Z suing him. hope Shay's Uncle Shannon Sharpe is doing the same thing, because this is I'm over it already. It's just crazy. I'm so glad that like people are now trying to see it. I feel like this is gonna be thrown out pretty fast. Shannon Sharpe released all this shit. It's like, nah, hey, I ain't playing with this. This is what she said to me. We talking dirty. We do it's mutual. So yeah. So that's how I feel about it. And like it's just crazy how I keep on seeing stuff like this happening. And it's not cool. It's just not cool for that shit to happen to any man. Like if you're not doing something, and if you're talking dirty to your girl and you're doing whatever, like I don't expect, and that's between y'all. Like, come on, now you're gonna throw that out there because you feel some type of way and you want some money? Not fair. You know what I mean? It's just kind of, I don't know. That's just kind of how I see it. I just hope all involved, you know, it needs to figure it out. And Tony Busby, do something else. Go be, you're a lawyer, man. I heard you're a pretty good lawyer, but just go do some real lawyer stuff. Go fight for people that are actually needing it, not kind of shake down entertainers and athletes, man. That's just, it's just, oh man, I'm tired of hearing this dude's name on some frivolous false shit. Sorry, that's my rant, and that's just how it is. But again, still believe Shannon. Prayers up to him, even to the girl. Prayers up to you, because if he really did it, then yes, I understand. But if he's really assaulting you like that, why we don't go to the police? Why are we trying to get money from him? If he don't go back multiple times, if he's assaulting you multiple times, that just don't make no sense. And now months later, you want to say he's assaulting you, he's choking you, he's doing all this stuff to you. Then why keep on going back? That makes no sense. Next time, understand it. Just I don't know. It just pisses me off when women does that, and it seems like a lot of women's doing that these days. I'm not saying all women, but these women for some money, just for a bag. That's just crazy. But again, and that's the wrap of this week's Side Talk Sports Podcast. Thank you for vibing with me. Go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button. Or drop a comment if you agree or disagree with me, or you just want to just make incline my takes, which is perfect. Again, hit the subscribe. Again, to being on the socials, my ex, Instagram, all that. New episodes drops every week. Again, I'm going live this week on Thursday at 5:30 for the NFL draft. So please tune in. Get some takes how we do it. I'm excited for it. It's my my second live, and hopefully I get some more reactions and some more for talk to the people. But again, hit the notification bell. Stay locked in. Always love. Till the next time. Peace.